Hi, welcome in, you guys. How's it going? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It is officially spooky season because it is no longer 80 degrees outside. So I got the lights dimmed. We're playing a dark academia fairy murder mystery. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm legit so hyped. It's actually so funny. I've had this game on my to play list for a while. The demo for it. This is still the demo. It's not fully out yet. But I've been wanting to play the demo on stream for a while, and then the devs literally emailed me. They're like, "Hey, finger pokes, would you like to play our game on stream?" I'm like, "Actually, it's funny you ask. Yes, I was planning to play your game on stream. I will be moving it up." So yeah, apparently there's potential romance in this too, which I didn't know this had romance in it. But I'm hyped nonetheless. Let's see, who took my first today? First was taken by, oh my goodness, Leonix. Thank you so much for taking my first today. Makes me very, very happy it could be my first. We got Daily Pillows from Leonix, White Blaze, Jeremy, Nordy, Phi, and Alexander. Welcome in, welcome in. I got my coffee. I got my blanket. I'm ready. I'm ready for cozy murder mystery time. It's September. It's basically Halloween, you know? What is your name? Augustine? We'll do. Grading first-year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple decades old. The university, the only faeology university in the whole country, was just finished being built in 1905. It's still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I gotta keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions. The human world has formed its own notions of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poisoned apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley fairies is one I can understand since it was quite the sensation not too long ago. Although, it would be clear in the eyes of renowned Faeologists that the photographs are mere imitations. A pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. I had to take a break. The grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through trills I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingley fairies again? Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poison apples. Hi, Gabby. We don't care much for human princesses. But making poison apples is a rather easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show that fae folk are capable of more than just that? At the same time showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch? I can't help but chuckle at the thought of it. I believe some might just quit that same day if you do that. Besides, if other Faeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they'll do to you? Chances are high those people will try and pin you to the corkboard and vivisect you. I would never let that happen. I've always appreciated you pursuing Faeology to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. You've saved me countless times then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never. I hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just a tad fizzy. It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical quality. Fairies suck in lore, total dicks. I mean, that's what this is kind of about. So some fairies are killing people, man. While you're on break, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's letter. Thanks for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron from a desk drawer. I lean back on my chair and read the missive out loud to myself. Dear Indidere, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Oh my gosh. Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Leo's Gala? Oh my god, we're being invited to a gala? Oh my god, do we have anything to wear? You could do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books for a moment in favor of whiling away an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by way of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking, of course, of yours truly. Oh my god, what a flirty patron. No wonder they're giving me money. Do write to me sometime before Saturday. That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. Hi, Mita. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Oh my gosh. Hi, Red, too. Welcome in. Oh my god, my headphones are like falling apart. Stay on my head, please. Faeology isn't worth my dough, they'd say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's letter. In other news, I heard that little Ruthie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. If your old friend Detective Cruz hasn't been in the area at the time as well, who knows what could have happened. I find myself rather perturbed at this revelation. I would have telephoned Ruthie and asked what the story was, like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. I resume reading my patron's letter. Speaking of the detective, have you two been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in rather bittersweet. As you have told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. Oh my god. Is this like a love triangle? The letter is signed, Yours Everlasting, Oscar Henkel. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press a pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Just then, a familiar rhythmic rapping pierces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they're nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out, Come in, Minnie. My assistant enters the office. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor? Yes, Minnie? Were you talking to yourself again? That's right. You know me, just talking to myself and nobody else in this room, because who would I be talking to? Definitely not a fairy. That would be bad. We don't. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumblings of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when not to poke her nose into things. One thing I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. Oh my god, the slang! Oh my god, we're good. Like, thank you for the kissy redeem. There you go. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? The police detective from the newspapers? Police detective? Even as I echo these two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. Oh my god, did our ex-boyfriend come to visit? You know, the man who made you crumple the papers and toss them in the trash can? In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Kraus? Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off-kilter. It's as if by the magic of the fairy tales I malign, the ink in my patron's letter has manifested him in the reception area. Hi, Daddy. Hi, Vivi. Welcome in. Can't you tell him I'm out delivering a lecture on the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She truly is wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. All right, let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for steadying breath before Leo barges in. He drops a box on my desk right off the bat. Ayo. What is this? Why is he in my office? Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do? What? Did Nice City suddenly mean something to you? I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much a goodbye. Oh my god, we are bitter exes. Oh my god. He's so mad. We ghosted him. And he's bitter about, oh my god. Lovers to enemies to lovers arc? There was no one to say goodbye to. Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? At least it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I feel the piercing, icy silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. Your things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left. Even that oddly crafted handkerchief that you loved so much. That handkerchief was a gift for you. I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. What should I do with this information? Reach out to the box to check. I quickly stretch out my hand to the box, yet he is just as fast in catching my wrist before I can open it. I withdraw my hand from his grip swiftly, like a startled bird soaring in the sky. That truly caught me off guard. I'd forgotten what his hands feel like. Oh my god. I was only kidding. Although you really haven't changed much, have you? You just went straight for it. He sounds amused and slightly pleased, as if he just confirmed the accuracy of one of his deductions. Neither of you. I threw it all away right after you vanished, he says with a subtle squint in his left eye, another lying tell of his. I can't help but sigh at his antics. Of course you did. So, what's really in the box? Want to take a guess? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole Al Capone gang himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This would be way more important than our poignant history. Case evidence? I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. That's what he said. It's a really big case, isn't it? He nods. The biggest of my career. And to come to me of all people, you must be at your wit's end about this. He looks away as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole Al Capone gang and their bullets than have to see you again. Hey, that's what I said. Gee, that stings a little. So, why would you... Oh, hold on a minute. You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? He flicks his tongue in exasperation. Oh my. It seems I've hit the bullseye. What's a high trimmer? We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I could say could change his skepticism towards mystical beings. This is certainly the chance to tease him about it, though it might be unwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. What should I do next? No, I'm not gonna tease him. We gotta be professional. He's being vulnerable right now. I know this must be hard for you, but I can't help it if you don't say anything. He sighs. You're right. As difficult as it is to admit, the things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still don't believe they exist. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. Little did he know, I've learned it's moot trying to explain the otherworldly beings to him. So, what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it's related to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I hear the sound of a chuckle under the breath like a bolt from the blue. Look at this smug-ass motherfucker. I see why we had chemistry. I see it. I get it. I get it. No, I can... He's kind of Delphi. I get it. For a brief moment, his gaze on mine seems to revert to how it used to be. until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on which details to divulge into whom. That is, if the confidant can bring value to the investigation. And I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So, tell me about the case. Why does it seem to be of paramount importance? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. The victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're from old money families, the type that make regular appearances at high society events. I see. No wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me. Chief took me off every other case and insisted I put my time and effort into this one. It's only a matter of time till the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. And with some of the victims' peculiar manner of death, he pauses. This is where the fairies come in. He silently stares and then sighs. I swear, I must be losing my mind. You've got this. Now he draws in a long, deep breath. 3 of the victims had a manner of death that the unit had never seen or heard of before. The strangest case is one where the body seemingly hardened into bony tissue overnight. Her corpse almost looks like a carved wooden statue. Oh, I've heard of something like this before. Of course you have. I frown at him. As a high barb. Don't start now. He clears his throat abashedly. Without finding out what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on the victims' families' faces if and when the papers are making a raz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved, sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? The city's already running on fumes, crimes becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. It's no way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city. The rise in crime is bleeding him dry, too. Yet, I'm unsure what words could soothe those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. You know, considering the victim's background, having these murders being exaggerated in papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible. No matter the cost. No matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt of this. This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach churning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlives in high places. He exhales sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence yet again. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. How be the game? It's good, it's good. Oh my god. This guy, he's our ex-lover. He's the detective on the case, and he is our ex-lover. So we already have sexual tension between us. So I'm having a blast. Also, I mean, he ain't too bad to look at. I mean, come on. I do enjoy a nice rugged looking appearance, you know, with the furrowed brows and the rough stubble. Look, a bisexual heart knows what a bisexual heart wants, all right? And honestly, we don't know what our own gender is, so this could be BL. We could make this gay. I'm pretty sure the main character's gender is gender neutral, which is nice. I'd be into men too, but he's not really my type. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And, I mean, everybody's got their own types. I like a wide variety. And he happens to fit within that wide variety for me. But there is another person too. I'm pretty sure there's two love interests. So maybe the other one will be more your type. Only one way to find out. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. Well, you're a good listener. Better than most. He curls his lips into almost a smile. I don't mind it at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, and a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manner of death I've said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? One of them doesn't contain iron. Oh, that is huge. Fairies hate iron. And iron is used to like keep fairies at bay. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity, I'd bring up something from my fairy books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drug or poison that somehow caused these oddities. But I'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all possibilities. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in, nothing's been stolen. And motives? Revenge? We're still interviewing the city elites, looking for possible motives. But it takes time. You know how it is. Yes, of course. They're very busy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. His expression turns sour at full tilt. Who? That man? Yeah, it's a love triangle, baby. It's a love triangle. I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. He scoffs brazenly and doesn't even try to hide it. Even at the first meeting with Mr. Henkel, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Theo said something about Mr. Henkel feeling off and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. Though it might just be jealousy in disguise. You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about it. Why, of course, he's always got a soft spot for you. Oh my god, he's so jealous. Hell, he's probably carrying a torch for you for a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Oh my god, he's so jealous. Well, he happened to be interested in faeology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. What, are you two an item now? I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were a couple months ago by bringing up Mr. Henkel, but it was necessary to mention him. I don't know anybody else who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there's never really been anything, even if we did go to fundraising events together from time to time. It was strictly business. Brother, did you read the letter that man sent you? He does not see it as strictly business. I'm gonna be so for real with you. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever we talk to Mr. Henkel. So hi, Jenny. Welcome in. I don't have the time or energy to argue with him. What should I do? Try to make him see reason? Or explain the truth about the relationship with Mr. Henkel? I'll just purely from a case perspective, it's helpful, all right? Doesn't matter. You came here despite everything. You knew you gotta do whatever it takes to solve this case. So do it. He's taken aback by what I said and plunges into his own thoughts. I swear, one of these days you'll be the end of me. Fine. Just make sure he can keep it under his hat. I sigh in relief. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood sample to the university's chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims, or their families at least. I'll trust your judgment. I take it this is you agreeing to help with the case? That's right. There are lives at stake. He lets out a soft smile, as though in quiet agreement with what I said. Thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. But the case files are for your eyes only. Understood. He's fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Suddenly, a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies? About faeology? That depends. This was indeed the faerie's doing, and through your investigation you can provide solid theories on 3 things. The culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with that idea that there's a logical explanation, an earthly one, for now. Fair enough. I wager that we have approximately 24 hours to get some sort of answer. An answer that makes sense. I can feel the papers are close to getting the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, Faeologist? Do you dare take on the challenge? Do I? Accept the challenge. Bring it on, detective. This brings a grin to his almost consistent brooding expression. So hi, CJ. Good. If you need anything from me, just ring me. Aye, sir. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I'll take what I can get. I ought to get going. Maybe this will be an opportunity for you to increase Faeology's credibility in the eyes of the academics. Maybe. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. The one who had to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective kept getting the headlines. How do you... Before I could finish, he's walked out the door and opened it. See you tomorrow, around the same time. I heard the door close. Hey, I exclaimed with a hint of frustration. After some thought, I realized he must have noticed the missing newspaper on my desk and my assistant's. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. I can only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. I lost all credibility in the eyes of academics after my cheesecake pizza idea. Wait, no, I'm listening. Tell me, J-Bomb, about your cheesecake pizza. Oh my god, dude, that reminds me. Cece's Pizza, which I don't know if you guys know what Cece's Pizza is. It's basically like a pizza buffet restaurant. One of my favorite things from there, it sounds insane because so many people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but they have chocolate dessert pizza, right? It's like a pizza crust, but they use chocolate sauce and they top it with like this like sweet crumble on top, and they like bake it, and it's so fucking good. And every time I mention the chocolate pizza, everybody goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But it was so good. It was so yummy. They had the chocolate pizza, and then they had brownies, and they also had cinnamon rolls. It was so good, dude. I loved the chocolate pizza. That was the peak way to end the buffet. Oh my god. Wildly bad for your health, but phenomenally enjoyable. I based it off your stream. Why is my stream bad for your health? Shouldn't I be giving you lots of vitality? I remember when Pizza Hut had a buffet. I'm still not allowed to go back. I feel like I do remember the Pizza Hut buffet thing, yeah. I'm reminiscing about a few moments in our past relationship. Oz reveals themselves again now that we're alone. That was quite the reunion. It was quite the reunion indeed. This stream makes me drink water. I hate it here. Yeah, that's right. You better hydrate. Yeah. Slurp it all up. All that H2O. Yeah, thanks for chilling with me. My gut says felony tax fraud. Nah. Can you let me out the basement, please? After you drink your 12 fluid ounces of water, I'll let you out the basement so you can go to the bathroom. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although you don't have an obligation to help him. I know. But I've already agreed. Very well, just don't overwork yourself. Yeah, thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting in my thoughts. A victim's manner of death, hardening into bony tissue. Could be one of the fairy curses, ossification. Yeah, no worries, thanks for the lurk, Barb. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind all this, and which one, but it's not that simple. Even if they are my longtime companion, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they're secretive about their land, too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Speaking of requests, I should get started on my reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. I retrieve a paper and a pen and mumble to myself as I write. Dear Mr. Henkel, I hope your recent forays into high society have proven more fruitful than they have in... Should I be hyperbolic? Yeah. More fruitful than they have been in the last century been roaming among their lavish ranks. Believe it or not, I have been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folk of the city outweigh the obvious indignities. You first brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Leos Gala a couple months ago, and I'm still weighing my options. How do I want to play this? Be coy, be playful, be flirty. You shall know my answer definitively if you find me on your arm on the evening of the event. About Ruthie, I can't say I'm surprised to hear about her latest flirtations with disaster. I'm always hyperbolic, 10 million people say so. Yeah. Since we were both toddlers, she's frequently found herself in trouble. Her fiery personality certainly doesn't help get her out of quarrels. I would love to telephone her and ask how she's doing, but we've drifted apart a long time ago. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear that Theo was there to smooth things over for her. I've now arrived at the topic of Theo, or Detective Kraus, as my patron refers. I suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Theo. How should I answer? Sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. I murmur. As for Theo, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. However, such thoughts are fleeting at best. I have not a single moment of regret over the decision to end it. Upon signing off, I seal the letter with wax. I then turn towards my trusted fae. Oz, can I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? This is too many big words for my tiny, smooth brain. Okay, I'll simplify it for you. So, main character is a professor who is being sponsored by sexy rich man, who is Mr. Henkel, right? Mr. Henkel, sexy rich man, who gives us money for funding for us to do our fae research, right? Our fairy research. And our ex-lover, who we used to live with, is Detective Kraus, right? Also known as Theodore, or Theo. He's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. No. Sponsored by Sexy Man. Right? And so while we were dating Detective Kraus, and we were living together, while we were dating Theo, our patron clearly seemed to have some feelings for us, but we didn't notice, apparently. And we still deny it, even though it's so obvious in his letter that he's totally into us, but whatever. Okay. And so Theodore, the detective we were dating, got jealous. Anyways, we ended up breaking things off with Theodore. It didn't work out because he doesn't believe in fairies, and that's like our whole research study area. And so our patron is like, hey, sweet cheeks, you want to come to the ball with me? You want to dance with me at the gala? And we're just like, oh, for fundraising purposes, right? And he's like, by the way, you don't still have feelings for your ex-boyfriend, do you? And we're like, Huh, I wonder why he would bring that up. It's read the room, bitch. And then the detective, you know, it's already been a bit since we broke up with the detective, but he's coming back to us with the case, right? And the detective is like, oh, are you gonna ask your patron for advice and help? Do you have feelings for him? Do you like him? Are you dating him? Like, clearly so jealous. He's so jealous. So we're a hot commodity in these streets, apparently. Indeed, time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. I'll see you by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It would be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. I watch as Oz flits out my office window and vanishes. Once the fae is gone, I call my assistant to my office. Yes, Professor? Yeah, thanks for putting in layman's terms. Yeah, now you can follow along. Now you know everything that you missed. Hold on 1 second. I rifle through the contents of the box. Carefully, I extract the blood samples that Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice she looks like she wants to say something. Over the 2 years we've been working together, I've picked up on a few of her tells. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective? If you don't mind my asking. Oh, no, not at all. He is the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. He brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I can't help but grin at her remark. I'm glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie hurries out. I'm alone in my office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed by unexplainable, eerie feelings. I should start the investigation right away. Let's go. Drag and drop items from the inventory. Select an item from the records, then press the icon to open the inspector and read the insights you've gathered. Hover the magnifying glass above evidence to access the information and see details in it. Use the black light to see invisible things. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional information. Press the button to end the investigation. Okay. So we got our desk. Got a record. 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then tools. Magnifying glass. Name: Audrey Woodridge. Age: 51 years old. Manner of death: hardening into bony tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. Time of death: around 1 p.m. Victim profile: an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Police report: the victim reported upon hearing strange noises and seeing strange phenomenon in the days immediately preceding her death. The interviewing officer suspected, due to the victim's strange behavior, involvement in occult matters. Forensic report: no traces of drugs or poisons from what could be extracted from the body. Further autopsy still in progress due to the victim's manner of death. Woodridge. Now that's a familiar name. Name: Suzanne Moore. Age: 40. Manner of death: refusing to drink anything but her own blood. Oh. Time of death: around 11 a.m. Victim profile: an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. The victim's mother reported that the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode in the days leading to her death. Specifically, the victim was acting erratically and saying strange things. Also, hi, Mushroomala. Welcome in, welcome in. This is the dev, you guys. This is the dev who made this game. We're investigating right now. Good, I can catch the stream. Yeah. No, we just started. We just started. We're investigating all the evidence right now. Specifically, the victim was acting erratically and saying strange things. Forensic report. Despite the manner of death, there are no signs of dehydration or hemochromatosis. No traces of drugs or poison. Oh, so even though the only thing she was consuming was her own blood, she wasn't dehydrated? Huh. Blood type unknown. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Note, blood does not contain iron. Oh, so that's the blood sample that doesn't have the iron in it. Did you have any trouble with the demo so far? No trouble at all so far. It's been smooth sailing at the moment. I've been enjoying the jealous sexual tension between our ex the our ex the detective and the patron. It's very funny. I'm like, just, oh my god, he's so jealous. All right, let's check case 3. Name, Edna Niblet, age 64. Oh, she's much older than the other ones. Manner of death, gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. Time of death, around 10 a.m. Okay, so far a lot of these are happening in the late morning / early afternoon. This one was like at 1 p.m., this one was like at 11 a.m., and this one's at 10 a.m. I wonder if this one's also going to be in the early afternoon. It's my favorite part too. Yeah. I can't wait to see what Mr. Henkel looks like. His letter was so flirty. It's so funny that the main character's like, no, we're purely business. We're strictly business. It's just a purely patron and researcher interaction to the detective. And meanwhile, the letter he wrote to us was like, eternally yours. Your beloved, please dance with me at the gala. It's like, brother, are you blind? Are we reading the same letter? I haven't even met this man and he's so clearly smitten. What are you on about? Victim profile, an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. A friend of the victim reported that she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. The friend also wanted to check in on the victim's well-being as she had allegedly been acting strangely at a party the night before. He's tsundere out loud. He is so tsundere. He doesn't want to admit, but he's so jealous. He's like, are you getting close to that patron of yours? not that I'm interested in getting back together with you, but baka. According to the friend, she witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. However, the friend didn't think much of the interaction at the time. A reminder to save now and then? Yes. At the crime scene, the invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and was taken in as evidence. Forensic report. No traces of drugs or poison. Blood type unknown. Other blood-related investigations are underway. Note. Blood does not contain iron. Okay, so 2 of these don't contain iron. Okay, and then, oh, she's young. Name, Mary Thatcher, age 19 years old. All the others are like really old. Or not old, they're not old. Well, one of them's old, one of them's like 60. But the others were like middle age. And she's 19, bro. She's younger than me. Manner of death. Death from shock due to arsenic poisoning. Okay. Time of death around 6 p.m. Victim profile, a young factory girl. Oh, so that's the girl that she was getting into an argument with. Note, despite not fitting the trend of the previous victim profiles, she's been preliminarily included in this case because she was seen having a heated conversation with the 3rd victim shortly before that victim's death. No iron, vampires. No. It's definitely fairies because fairies and iron is like a very common thing. From my knowledge, you use iron as like a fairy repellent. So like if you're trying to keep the fae away, you're supposed to like use iron shavings or like iron decorations on like your door. This is like old like mythology and stuff like that. Is like you use iron because it like keeps them away. So it's strange that there's no iron in their blood. Right. So it makes me curious. We'll have to read through the fairy encyclopedia. Police report. The victim's father described her as not acting like herself in the days before she passed. Shortly before her death, the victim visited the police station. Okay, but even they have normal blood, not iron missing from the blood, at least from my knowledge. Well, two of them have iron in their blood, and 2 of them are missing iron from their blood. Shortly before her death, the victim visited the police station. According to the interviewing officer, she seemed to be on the brink of confessing something when a look of terror suddenly crossed her face. She then appeared to change her mind. She hurriedly left the station without saying anything further to the interviewing officer. Forensic report. Prior to death, the victim suffered from violent abdominal cramping followed by diarrhea and vomiting, consistent with the effects of arsenic poisoning. Traces of the poison can be found in blood type A, and the glass she was drinking from near the time of the death. No, blood contains iron and other elements commonly found in human blood. Okay. So that's a record. We'll go ahead and put those back in there. And then... yeah, we can look at all the photos now. Oh yeah, she looked freaky as hell. Missing iron is a common thing among vampires based on old world accounts of vampires all being anemic. Oh. Well, I mean, this is a fairy game, so that's why I immediately went to the fairy thing of fairies hate iron, so it's interesting. This is the first time I've encountered something that could be ossification. I feel sick to my stomach. No one deserves to die like this. Huh? Something's odd with her fingers. Okay, so her fingers are strange. Ooh, yeah, she looked little. That's the one who must have drank her own blood to death, basically. This seems to be the second victim's crime scene. Her complexion. It's not quite the pale hue of death. Far paler than it should be. Almost drained of color. Something's odd with her fingers. Okay, so there's something happening to all of their fingers, apparently. Oh, I mean, her for sure. She's chewing on her fingers. It's the third victim's crime scene. Her fingers. I've seen corpses before, but never like this. There's another strange thing about her fingers. Yeah, freaky. And then the odd one out. This is the 4th victim's crime scene. Poor girl. It's a cruel thing to see youth being stolen so abruptly. There's nothing strange with her fingers? Oh, I guess because she died through poison, so maybe that's why. Alright, let's put these back in there. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, we got... Let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. So this middle-aged woman in the colored blouse is the victim. Okay. I'm back with food. Yeah, welcome back. I guess this elderly man in the suit is her father? This elderly woman wearing a cardigan is her mother, I suppose. The bespectacled man is perhaps her brother? Okay. So this middle-aged woman with the pearls is the victim. Oh, so her right there. I guess the elderly man with facial hair is her father. The elderly woman with the fur collar is her mother. This other man in the darker suit is maybe her brother. Okay. A wedding ring seems to be made out of gold. I've seen this makeup powder somewhere recently. It's from Nectar Bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? I mean, she certainly looks like she's wearing a lot of makeup, so I'd guess maybe her. I wonder if the owner likes the box design and carrying it around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insight since her family owns the brand? Oh, okay. Never seen a coin like this. It looks rare. My patron invited me to this event. I'm still uncertain if I want to attend. Oh, but we gotta, because that's where the evidence is. We gotta. Okay. Oh, let me check the black light thingy. Oops. Okay, okay. I saw something on their hands. Oh. Oh. Oh, I gotta check the other photos then with this black light thingy. I didn't know that the black light would work on the photos. With some sort of marking on their hands. The coin. Oh, this coin is covered in it. Oh shit, it burned through it. What's happening? I guess I must have already done that. Oh, she's also got a marking on her hand. Wait, what's that on her hand? Ah. Yes, there's something on her hand as well, but not on the others. So those two have it. So her and I think that was her father, because I think that's her brother. And then anything on this? Nope, looks clean. Can I open this? I guess not. Okay. But let's go ahead and put these back. Let's grab my other magnifying glass. This texture looks interesting. Okay. Good to know. Tool, record. I'll put that back. Let's check the other photos. I didn't realize the black light would work on the photos. Okay. Nothing on hers. Nothing on that. Okay, I don't think there's anything on those. Okay. Let's put those back. And then put that tool back. Let's grab the encyclopedia. Some faeologists have applied Darwin's theory of natural selection to the fae kind by putting them in the same genealogical line as insects, especially the butterfly group, which, yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but it's a butterfly group, which includes moths and butterflies. This is supported by their similarities to each other. Beneath a special black light, some species of butterfly can glow by having a chemical known as phosphorus, which fairies also have. Okay. The similarities of fairy kind to insects, as well as birds and others in the animal kingdom, manifest in terms of the variance of fairy magical abilities. One magical skill possessed by some fae is transfiguration, which is similar to metamorphosis. Wielders of transfiguration spells can make themselves or fellow fae take on another form, including appearing human. Is fairy dust phosphorus? I think it's, if it's not basically phosphorus, it's probably a really similar composition to phosphorus. It seems like. Yeah, they take on the form of another, including appearing human. Many high faes have heightened powers of suggestion through emissions of toxins capable of causing hypnosis or illusions. Although quite rare, some high faes can transform living beings into solid objects such as stone or bone. Okay, so that explains the ossification of that one girl. Another example of fae magic is invisibility, which is similar to camouflage. There may be other types of magical powers that have not yet been documented. Fae factions and conflict. There are two main factions of high fae, the scribes and the warriors. The scribes are known for their defensive magic and their intelligence. The warriors are known for their power and their offensive magic. Meanwhile, the low fae faction is comprised of fae with limited parasite magic. There are widely maligned species that like to consume human blood, hormones, and even souls. Okay. The history of fae class conflict is not very well documented. It appears there are quarrels between these factions, as there is a certain level of disdain for the other faction. However, disputes also occur between fairies of the same faction. Nonetheless, both factions of high fae deem parasites despicable. despicable low fae. Despicable low fae. Okay. Despicable. It took me a second to translate what that was saying. Okay. Due to the nature of their magic. All fairy kinds seem to be weak against iron, although a small amount of iron, such as in meat or blood, does not seem to ward off fairies. Historically, cold iron. See, this was what I was talking about. I knew this bit. Historically, cold iron was often forged as weapons and used to repel fairy magic. The intricate use of iron, combined with physics and chemistry, is applied by Faeologists to develop a black light to detect and distinguish the magical essence of the three main types of fae. Oh, okay. So that's why our black light was able to pick that up, I suppose. Beneath the black light, scribe magic appears blue, warrior magic red, and parasitic magic purple or violet. Sustained black light illumination on an object imbued with fairy magic may reveal intricate details of certain complex spells. Okay. So, wait. So, the markings on their hands were blue, but that coin was purple, and that ring, I think, was also purple. Hold on, where's the record? The coin. Okay, we'll just scooch you there. I gotta scooch everything around. Okay. There we go. And then let's go ahead and grab the black light again. Okay. Yeah, see that is purple. Oh! Oh, that's freaky. That looks gross. I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. A failed transformation magic? Yeah. Wait, what's that on her hand? Yeah, so that's definitely blue, which means that she's probably some sort of like something with like scribe fairies then. Same with them. They also have something blue on their hands as well, which would make me assume that they're also related to scribe fairies. And then see, that's definitely like a purpley pink, so that has to also be parasitic. But it's not triggering anything when I hover over it, which is interesting. But let's go ahead and there's no mistaking it. The structure of the thorax, antennae curvature, elongated legs, they're exactly the same as the parasitic fae I cataloged several months ago. What happened to you, poor fae? Of course, no response is forthcoming. Yeah, eugh. It looks like a roach, bro. I wonder why this one doesn't do anything even though it's lighting up. I don't know. Seems to be made out of gold, but it's clearly got some sort of purple, so parasitic magic, same as that one on that ring. Maybe it's just imbued with it. Scribe fairies. The scribes are high fae who are capable of expressing benevolence and kindness that is similar to humans' kindness, and they tend to be friendlier to humans. However, this kindness is only shown in the form of favor exchanges, and they do not go out of their way to help others like humans would. The scribe magic that assists humans is contingent upon the favor that humans deliver them. Okay. Is that the same mark that's on their hands? Oh, get over there. It looks like the same mark that's on their hands. So these people were probably blessed by the scribe fae? For example, some scribe fae may use their magic to give blessings to humans who have done very special favors or boons for them via inheritable invisible marks such as sigils or birthmarks. Okay. So these people are clearly blessed by the scribe fae. These blessings can last through generations. The rumored fae-touched bloodlines have become wealthy and powerful through the decades that they have been favored. So that explains why it's often the high-class elites that are facing this, because oftentimes it's the high-class elites that are already blessed by the scribe fae. Okay. These blessings can last through generations. However, they may also use their magic as a curse, sometimes even deadly if they feel offended or insulted. Some scribe fairies are also prone to pranks and mischief when they are bored. Warrior fae. The high faes of warrior faction frequently reside in groups and are territorial. They are protective of their troops and tend to be unfriendly towards outsiders, especially if they come from the scribe faction or are human. So, if they're a human who's supported by the scribe faction, does that mean that they're extra hated? Also, let me compare the sigil. Is it just tilted? Is it just rotated? That's kind of confusing. I'm pretty sure that's just the same. That's like the same marking, but just like tilted like 45 degrees. Am I crazy? Humans entering their territory, even if accidentally, may face elimination through the warrior's offensive magic. Although fairy warriors typically remain within their own kind and seldom venture beyond the boundaries of fairy realm, they are known for their aggressive temperament and volatile disposition. Caution is strongly advised when encountering and interacting with these beings. And then, what was the color for the warrior fairies? Warrior magic is red. Okay, warrior magic red, reddish orange. Scribe magic blue, and then parasitic is purple. It's similar but slightly different than the scribe sigil. Yeah, I was like, it looks like they just took the the sigil and just tilted it in Photoshop for a second. It's like, damn, the warrior fairies are lazy with their design. Okay, and then parasite fairies. Fairies with limited magic consistently need to feed off of other sources of energy, mostly drained from humans, such as blood, hormones, emotions, and life force. However, these mechanisms and rates at which these drainage processes occur are greatly varied. Notable incident, changeling. There are unconfirmed rumors that some high faes like to capture humans and bring them into fairyland for the purposes such as forced reproduction and servitude, ritualized combat for their amusement, and so on. The fairies leave changelings behind to mask their absence. A changeling is composed of several fae, typically of the parasitic type, magically transformed to look almost exactly like an abducted human. Due to the complexity of fae magic required to create changelings, the enchantment almost always goes awry. Anomalies common among changelings include an extra finger or an extra toe. Nearby heat conductors, such as small metallic objects, also have been known to repel or warp the magic-creating changelings. Okay. So I'm forming hypotheses right now. I'm thinking, okay, let's go ahead and put this stuff back in the record. Put your weird ass fucking, wait, did it disappear? Where did the fella go? Uh-oh. It's probably not important. It's fine. Is it just, oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where are they going? Where did they go? Okay. But then, so she was the one wearing the ring. Okay, there's nothing going on in those photos, I don't think. Okay. Actually, let me check the number of fingers. Now, they would have noted that in the report if they had extra fingers. So I don't think they have extra fingers, but well, it's good to note. It's good to note. All right. I think we've covered everything. I think we've acquired all of the information we need to know. I can only imagine. Let's see. Oh, oops. I was trying to figure out how to save. All right, well, let's go ahead and end the investigation, I think. I think we've gotten all the information out of that we can. A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun has set while I've been absorbed in the investigation. Come in. My assistant enters the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples, and she wants to talk to you. Oh my gosh, Anon! Thank you so much for the gift sub to the dev. Thank you, Anon. Already? Yes, she's just at the door. I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised by her work speed. All right, send her in. Minnie nods. She returns to the reception area. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It's only been 3 years since she's worked at this university, but she's proven reliability more often than not. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Let's fucking go, lab report. Here you go. Thank you. So, what have you found? The most peculiar thing is that there's no iron in one of the blood samples. Say, is this faerie related? Her question prompts me to ask myself, to what extent of the case can I divulge to her? Theo did say I may ask the patron or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch. This is so exciting! Are you working with the police? Does this mean we'll get better credibility in the eyes of the public? Oh my, we're going to be in the newspaper, aren't we? And not on the usual corner spot, too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Yes, I will drink my coffee, which is steadily growing cold. Very refreshing. Well, it's not because it's coffee and but it's yummy, very yummy. It appears she took my silence as a yes. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of the advancement for faeology, but her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. As if on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. The specific sound is familiar, more familiar than when my assistant knocks. Special delivery, ayo. Mr. Henkel's hands are empty. This is the man that's been flirting me with this whole time? Oh my god. He's got his own charm to him too, I can see it. He does look rich. And what, pray, might you be bringing for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Henkel? If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you. Oh my god. Oh my god. But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins to your office. Minerva was instantly enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. I didn't expect to see you in this office. He's your your patron. Yeah. No, I got that. I'm well aware of what kind of dynamic we got going on here. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus. She chuckles. That's just because this is where all my money went. A well-spent investment, nonetheless. He makes a retort at Dr. Rayford, but throws a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky. So, Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late? She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she should tell him about what she did for me. The usual matters, I suppose. I tried asking your father about you at the last soiree. However, he confessed he didn't have the faintest idea. You must tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. The colorful pursuits of you young academic thrills me to no end. I don't know why I said trills. You know I can't share all that much, Mr. Henkel. Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, then all of our secrets are yours. A more playful giggle escapes her lips this time. I'm afraid I'm all tapped out, financially speaking. Oh, I'm not buying that, not for 1 second. He's telling fibs, isn't he, Professor? Well, now I certainly don't want to get in the middle of money talk of the rich. I wish I had that information, Doctor. It would make proposing for research much easier, with a bit of delicate leverage, naturally. Mr. Henkel laughs in amusement. I feel I should ask the reason he's here before this conversation takes an odd turn. On another note, Mr. Henkel, did you get my letter? Is that the real reason why you stopped by? Upon recalling that I asked Oz to insert the letter into his mailbox only this afternoon, I'm about to retract these questions. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent. Your words have always had this immersive impact on me. Perhaps that's why you are such an effective educator. Whenever I encounter your written language, I long to hear it spoken post-haste. Oh my god, what a fucking flirt, dude. What a flirt. Are you putting a spell on your letters by any chance? Oh my god, he's so cheesy. I think you're the one with all the spells, Mr. Henkel. Your muffins, for one, have always been successful in getting Minnie's guards down. Oh dear, you two are making me blush. I suppose it's time I take my leave and let you both be. I'm due somewhere shortly anyhow. She's like, let me get out of this way, bro. Like, get a room, you two. Oh no, that might not be necessary. I can't stay long either. Mr. Henkel lapses into silence as he continues staring into my eyes. It's difficult to maintain eye contact with him, but even harder to look away. I wonder what I should do. I ought to discuss the case, but both of them seem to be in a hurry. Should I tell Mr. Henkel to return another day, since I need to have an important conversation with Dr. Rayford right now? Or should I dismiss the chemist and meet with my patron now? There are benefits to either choice. I mean, can't I just talk to them both simultaneously? I'm planning to ask them both to be in on this case, can't I? Can I just talk to them at the same time? Do I have to send one of them away? Soliciting Dr. Rayford's opinion on the case might be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemistry side of the case. Her parents own a successful company that produces the makeup powder and evidence. She'd also know the social happenings among the wealthy elite. On the other hand, Mr. Henkel is also a viable candidate for interview. His connections within high society know no bounds. Everyone seems to know him one way or another. He might know things Dr. Rayford doesn't. Since he's been funding my research for a long time, he's also more familiar with fairy topics. Whom should I interview? Oh, let me, how do I save? How do I save? Dev, how do I save? Oh, here it is. Never mind, I found it. Okay. Plot 1. Save data. Okay. Is that a button? Yeah. Okay. Return. Or escape. I was gonna press escape, but I was scared, but I was like, what if I accidentally close the game? Alright, I think we gotta interview our sugared our patron. Mr. Henkel, would you mind staying for a while? I'd like to discuss something. Not at all. I'd be delighted. I turned back towards the chemist. Dr. Rayford, thanks again for analyzing these samples. Your assistance has been invaluable. Please don't let me keep you any longer today. You're quite welcome. I'm always happy to help. After bidding Mr. Henkel a swift farewell, Dr. Rayford is out the door in no time. Hi, Ren. Welcome in. Ren, you're gonna love this game. Ren, listen. You're gonna love this game, Ren. You're here in time. Alright, after bidding Mr. Henkel a swift farewell, Dr. Rayford is out the door in no time. What do you want to talk about, my dear Faeologist? We're talking to our sugar daddy right now, Ren. I gesture towards the large box on my desk. It's a box of evidence for a multiple murder case. Is it from Detective Krause? It is indeed. He brought it to me this morning. Oh, and Detective Krause is our ex. So we were dating the detective, and now we were lovers to enemies to potential lovers again in the future. Well, I say enemies. It's not really enemies. It's like disgruntled exes. There's sexual tension. There's so much sexual tension. I'll just say that. You haven't seen the detective in months, have you? How'd that visit go? Honestly, better than I could have hoped. You know, it really wasn't all that bad. I expected more bitterness and distasteful arguments like we had the last couple months of our relationship. He was more composed than I thought. Yet, perhaps it was because of this peculiar case weighing on his mind. Mr. Henkel listens to me quietly, but it's hard to tell what he's thinking from his phlegmatic expression. All right, tell me about this case. How can I help? After binding my patron to secrecy, I rattle off the basic facts of the homicides. I believe I might have heard a bit about this case. Not the gory details, mind you. Just little whispers here and there. Yeah, I was hoping you'd be familiar with some of the parties involved. I want to show you something. Please share any knowledge you might have about the evidence. Sure, I can do that. Alright, and then... So, the record. Let's see, what should we show him? Maybe we'll show him... How terrible. I knew Madame Woodridge. As you undoubtedly know, her family hosts the city's biggest charity event every year. It's a lot more complicated relationships than I think. I know, I was surprised by it. I'm gonna be so real, I didn't even realize this had romance elements to it whenever I first wishlisted this game. I just knew it was like faerie murder mystery. I had no idea there was romance. That was a surprise. I was like, oh shit, there's a romance in this? Bonus, let's go. They tell me the fundraiser will be moving forward despite the tragedy in the family. According to my sources, she loved that event dearly and definitely would have wanted it to proceed. Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters? So hi, Cola. Knowing this woman as I did, I doubt it. If it would help, however, I've heard several elite members are members of a clandestine occult group. I only heard of the name the Golden Dawn. Hardly anyone ever knows about its existence. The Golden Dawn. Oh, I was told I gotta write things down because I don't have a log in this game yet. Hold on, where's my notebook? I have my notebook. Okay. 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 So Golden Dawn cult. Okay. The Golden Dong? No, Dawn. But you do have your way of knowing, don't you? I say teasingly, and he responds with a sly smirk. I do indeed. Oh my gosh, okay. And then... Oh, how awful. I was familiar with Madame Moore. Through the grapevine, I heard the devastating news of her death. Isn't that an actual organization of terrible people? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Have we done some ace attorney in this game? Yeah, we've already investigated a lot of the evidence. We're now presenting the evidence to our sugar daddy to see if he knows anything. Because he's very well knowledgeable about the social elite during this time, because he goes to like a lot of the galas and stuff like that. He's very close with all the powerful people. And a lot of the victims are powerful people, so... I often interacted with this exceptional woman and her sprightly spouse at high society events. They're both gracious individuals. Oh, okay. So that lady, who I'm pretty sure she was the one where we thought it was her brother, but it seems it must have been her spouse. Both of them seem to have the mark of the scribe fairies. And then... Did you know this woman? I did. She was a fine, upstanding lady. She certainly didn't deserve a gruesome end. She was known among her peers for her rare coin collection. Oh. From what I've heard, you can see her collection displayed in every inch of her house. So then if we present... I mean... I don't think he's gonna recognize this as a coin. The coin's been destroyed. I guess I'll show us, see. Isn't this a parasitic fae? Are they the ones killing the poor ladies? I'm rather surprised he's able to identify a fae with just one look. I suppose he did read everything from my research reports. Okay. Let's show the last one. I'm not sure if he'll know her, because this one isn't a wealthy elite. Are you familiar with this girl? No, I've never seen her before. Whoever this girl is, I express my sincerest condolences. This is the first time Mr. Henkel and I are talking about something this gruesome, even though I've known him such a long time. Yet as he spoke his condolences while seeing the corpse's photographs, his face remained blank, as if the words never reached his expression. His eyes didn't even flinch. How odd. I wonder if this lack of empathy is just a trait of being in the upper class. Oof. Or what about this makeup? Is this one from that popular brand? Nectar Bell. That's the one, although that's all I know about it. Alright. And what about this ring? My, this is very bold. No, it's evidence, it's evidence. It's evidence. Are you sure you want to be bound to me forever? Oh my god. Says you, asking that question knowing full well this ring isn't mine. He laughs wholeheartedly. So, whose is it? Miss Moore. All I can tell you is that she and her husband were always attached at the hip. 2 peas in a pod. Okay. And then... this is the photograph of Miss Woolridge's family. All the faces here are familiar to me. I must express my deepest sympathies when I see them at the Leo Scala. Can you tell me more about the people in this picture? The Woolridges are perhaps one of the most prominent and powerful families in the city. The victim's father was running to be the richest in the world until he decided to devote as much of his wealth to lavish charity endeavors. This elderly woman is the victim's stepmother, a beautiful socialite for whom the victim's father divorced her biological mother. Oh, okay. So it's her stepmom. This younger man is the victim's stepbrother. And then... this is a photograph of Miss Moore and her family. What can you tell me about the people in this picture? I believe this elderly couple is her adoptive parents. I've never really talked to them, but I hear they're kind, wonderful people. Biologically, Madame Moore was born as a so-called miracle baby to wealthy parents of advanced age. When they passed away, she had no other family members by blood. She was thus adopted by a middle-class couple who were trusted employees of her biological parents, or so I've heard. Upon coming of age, she received her sizable inheritance and wedded a recently rich entrepreneur of humble origins. This is her widower in the photograph. He's said to be extremely close to his parents-in-law. Okay. So I was right. That was her husband in the picture with her. Which... okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that was the one that had the... no, I think it was the other one that had the markings. I think. It's the kind of markings on the hand of one person, so it was on her. Okay, okay. So she was the only one who had the markings there. But then on the Woolridge family photo, both of the brother and the sister, yeah, the stepbrother and the sister had the markings. Okay, okay. Well, let me try the lab report, actually. I haven't read the lab report yet. Can I not read it? Oh, let's show the invitation. Why are you showing me this invitation? Is this your way of confirming that you'll be my date? Should I lock it down? I mean, I feel like we have to. There's so much possibility. Confirm the date. Yes, let's do it. Perfect. I'll pick you up here tomorrow. Okay, and then we don't have any information on the blood samples, it seems. I wonder if we'll be able to investigate later. I think we've shown him everything else, though. I mean, I guess we could show him the blood samples and see if... Yeah, I figured that's probably what it was. What about the... Oh, this is... I see. This is interesting indeed. I can see how the detective came up to you with this case. Okay, okay. I think we've uncovered everything for that. All right. And the interview. We got all the information we can. So, Moore and her stepbrother had a... had the mark. And she was also, one of them was a coin collector, and that explains why that one coin was a parasitic fae, because he was probably trying to infiltrate her coin collection to get closer to her, by using that. But it seemed to have been a botched transfiguration from what we've seen. It's good to keep in mind. I have no further questions. I believe I have enough information for now. Already? Yes, Mr. Henkel. Earlier you mentioned you had a prior arrangement, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful. I'm delighted I could be of assistance. Reach out to me if you ever need anything else. Literally, and anything at all. Just say the word. Dinner? Are you hungry? You know, we can go out for boba tea. I'll see you soon, yes? I give him a brief nod. Mr. Henkel then leaves my office. I'm alone again, but not for long. My assistant pops into the office. Professor, I'm heading home soon. Is there anything else I can do to help? No, I'll be perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a bit longer. Okay, see you tomorrow, Professor. Have a safe trip home. Upon wishing me the same, Minnie leaves. I have some time until I have to wrap up my workday and head home from the office. Let's go. Now we can check out the record. Okay. Pop that there. The lab report. The blood samples. Okay, and then tools. Let's just grab both of those. There we go. Okay. This is Dr. Rayford's lab report on the blood samples. The content is quite similar to the forensic report. While elements similarly found in human blood, such as phosphorus, carbohydrates, and some proteins, are found in the third victim's blood, it doesn't contain iron. Maybe. Okay. This is me thinking, because they mention changelings in our book, so I'm thinking maybe the third victim is actually a changeling, who replaced her. Right? The third victim. And that's why there's no iron in her blood, because she's a faerie, and faeries inherently dislike iron, even though it's in small trace amounts in humans, which is fine. That would probably explain why there's no iron in there and why the composition makeup is similar-ish, but not perfect. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the third victim is probably a changeling. Maybe she is a scribe faerie, because I'm pretty sure she had the marking. So rather than maybe her being blessed by the scribe faerie, she's probably a scribe faerie. Moreover, the amount of phosphorus found is in higher percentage than in human blood, making it possible for this to be the blood of a faerie. See? I'm locked in. My brain is so fucking huge, bro. The Dev being like, interesting theory. Yeah, okay. So I think this is in fact the third victim who died was actually a changeling faerie who replaced the original elite woman, and then that would also maybe the girl that she was arguing with was aware, and that's why they were getting into an argument, because she was aware that she was a changeling, and she probably like pressured her into being like, you need to keep my fucking secret or I'll kill you. And then whenever the girl went to the police station to try to rat her out, probably be like, oh my god, she's a changeling, she's not even a real human, she's blah blah blah. She probably got scared out of it and then like probably killed. So I think that's how those two deaths are probably interconnected, and that would explain their argument and the possible motive. So I still think it's faeries on that one, but we'll see. That's my running theory at the moment for those two. The fourth victim's blood appears to be normal human blood with iron present. There's traces of arsenic are also found. Because that would also explain why the cause of death is different for the fourth girl, right? Because the fourth girl, her whole thing is very different. There's no issues with her fingers. She's much younger than the others, and she's also the only one that went to the police station prior to this. She was clearly about to confess about something. So if we take that in mind, it feels like she probably knew that the third victim was a changeling, a fairy, whatever have you, and she knew that secret, and so she's probably connected in that. And then out of fear of her secret being leaked and of her being discovered, she probably used her fairy hypnotism bullshit to like make her be like, drink arsenic. She did spell of kill yourself. And it worked, and so that's why her death is significantly different, but still tangentially related to the others. I think that's what that is. So it's still connected, but it's not the same killer. I think it's two different killers, because I mean those are two different types of murder, right? Anyway. Although there's some new information, I expected the report to be more detailed. Then again, I did ask her to finish it as soon as possible, and she delivered. Ooh, yeah, you can see this one's lighting up. This one's glowing. Yeah, but this one doesn't, so that means... And it's purple, which means... It's, yeah, because that's a bright purple shade. So we can assume that she was probably a parasitic fairy? Let me record that back in... There. Mary Thatcher. Edna Nib. Grab that. We'll put... Actually, no, we'll keep that out. And then, where is my encyclopedia? Where is my encyclopedia? But what's with the red glow? Oh, the red was also glowing. I didn't even realize. Hold on. I guess you're right. So maybe... Oh, so red is warrior. Where the fuck does my encyclopedia go? And it's... Oh, tools. That's where it is. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's definitely purple and red. Okay. Where's the page on changelings? Many high fae have heightened powers of suggestion through emissions of toxins capable of causing hypnosis or illusions. So that's what I'm saying. She probably used hypnosis to convince the fourth girl to kill herself, basically. And that's why her death is different. As like a way of keeping herself secret. Wielders of transfigurative spells can make themselves or fellow fae take on another form, including the appearance of other humans. Although quite rare, some high fae can transform living beings into solid objects, such as stone or bone. Let's see. Where's the changelings page? Warrior fae, parasitic fae. Notable instant changelings. There are unconfirmed rumors that some high fae like to capture humans and bring them into fairylands for purposes. Changelings composed of several fae. Oh, it's composed of several fae, typically of the parasitic type. So it seems like it was multiple fairies, which means... So it's a warrior fairy and a parasitic fairy made to look like... what's her name? What was her name? Fucking Edna Niblet. Gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. An affluent middle-aged woman in the city. A friend of the victim reported she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. The friend also wanted to check on the victim's well-being as she had allegedly been acting strangely at a party the night before. So she wasn't always a changeling. She was replaced. Probably replaced during the time of that party at the night before, at the very least. According to the friend, she witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and the young factory girl. At the crime scene, The invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and was taken in as evidence. Okay, okay. So I think we've got what we need to know now. So victim 3, Edna, was originally a real person, I think, based off of everything, which, let me check the record for, pretty sure this is her and, I think it was the other one, was, oops. Pretty sure this was the photo. That's the same one, right? Oh no, I think that's victim number 2 and victim number 1. Never mind. Okay. Okay, but seems the coin evidence is hers. Okay, so she's the one who liked to collect the coin. Okay, so she's also the one who liked to collect the coin. That explains why the coin in her collection was the parasitic fae. Oh, and there's also red on here too. So there's also red on that wing. Ah, get over there. Get over there, little freak. Yeah, okay. So then that coincides with the color of the blood as well. Those are like the same hues. And then what about the ring? I think that also has red and purple. So based off of that, which also this one for some reason, it doesn't seem to be doing anything whenever I hover over it. I can't even begin to imagine how her husband must feel losing his soulmate this way. Yeah, we haven't really gotten much information. And the tools. Well, yeah, I tried the hovering over it, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Like, it lights up, but it doesn't actually do anything, it seems. I'm using all my tools. I'm using them all. It's not doing nothing. But yeah, I think we can piece that together at the very least. Yeah, so clearly it's the same color as that blood. And then also as the ring. So it's the combination of a parasitic fairy and a warrior fairy, because it's like the same shade of red as that, and that's like that shade of purple. Okay. I mean, I'd say we probably got all of our stuff that we can. Put that gross little guy back in there. Okay. I think that's all of the stuff we got for that. So let's go ahead and end the investigation. But it's all coming together. It's all coming together. It's the next afternoon. I should be grading assignments. Or reviewing the lecture I'm going to deliver come Monday. Or do anything productive in the realm of professorial duties. Instead, I find myself straying more and more towards the office door. I voiced my frustrations to good old Oz. The ill will probably arrive at any moment. I can't stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough for him. In the past, no sort of explanation ever seemed to please him when it came to fairies. And why should it do so now? My voice cracks with concern. This time he came to you bearing in mind the possibility of fairy involvement. He'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon. My fairy companion's chirping becomes increasingly stern this time. But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective. Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings. I know I can't let myself unravel at this point. It's just that he's never solicited my opinion quite the same manner. A professional insight, no less. All the more reason to be as calm as you can. Maintaining your composure is essential to delivering a persuasive argument. But no matter what happens, at least know you tried. At the end of the day, he is the one who needs to solve this case. You should save. You're right. You're so right. You're so right. I'll save there. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so bad at remembering to save. I'm gonna be so real. You're right. Of course you're right. I'm not a detective. I'm simply a professor sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always taking me off the ledge. Just then, somebody knocks on the door. That's my cue to sail past your window ledge. Best of luck. I whisper a hurried goodbye to my fairy friend. I'll see you tonight, Oz. Once Oz has flown out, I direct my attention towards the door. Come in. My assistant marches in. Professor, you have a visitor. The detective? Minnie nods. All right, send him in. Minnie nods once again and walks out the room. Theo paces around a little bit after strolling in. He appears quite distracted. He finally stops and opens his mouth. So, what have you learned? I take a deep breath. Here it goes. I had to present my findings to perhaps the most sought-after detective in the police force. Theo investigates cases right where the crime scenes unfold. He's agonizingly familiar with the grit and grime of the city's darkest recesses. Meanwhile, as a professor, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous, the theoretical. I must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. I've read the case files. Victim's odd behavior shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells from fairies. The fourth victim went to the police station, but before she said anything, it seemed she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? And the manner of death, he interrupts me before I can finish. I have no time for assumptions. The paper's telephoned our department this morning, said they found out about some of these deaths. So that's why he looks so agitated. The chief is preparing a statement for tomorrow regarding this. So I'll cut to the chase. Is there fairy involvement? Yes. Yes, I'm certain of it. I can tell his interest is piqued. However, I'd first like to lay out the basics since I'm pretty sure you discarded the things I've told you in the past. He grumbles as if in admission of my statement. So far, we've identified 3 classes of fairies: warrior, scribe, and parasitic fae. Warriors have strong offensive magic, scribe's magic tends to be defensive, and parasitic magic is, well, parasitic. We faeologists have developed a tool called blacklight to detect traces of fae magic. It can even be detected through photographs if the magic is especially strong. Warrior magic glows red, scribe magic blue, and parasitic magic shines purple. I found that seemingly fairies of one specific class are behind this. Which one's the culprit? The warrior fae or the parasitic fae? I mean, it's like both. It's both the warrior and the parasitic, but I think the one pulling the strings has to be the warrior. They're the ones with the most like agitation, the most to lose. I think warrior fae. They're of the warrior class. What is the evidence? The ring? The photographs. I think the ring. I'm not sure we can... How does this prove warrior involvement? I place the ring beneath the black light. You see, Miss Moore's ring glows purple and red under the black light. But why does it glow purple as well? It's a parasitic fae warped into a ring because of failed transformation magic. It's a part of transformation magic? I think we do have to mention that it glows purple because of the parasitic fae. It's a parasitic fae that got warped by a ring. Small metallic objects are known to repel or warp fairies when the transformation magic goes awry. But how do you know for sure that this one's a parasitic fae? Yeah, that's a good question. Normally the body of the fae will be revealed under black light, yet this one's just a ring no matter how long I hold the black light on top of it. I think I must have missed something. What else you got? No! What else you got? The dead fae? How does this one prove warrior involvement? I put the dead fae beneath the black light. This is a dead parasitic fae. Look, it glows purple and red underneath the black light. I take their bodies still glow even after they're dead. Correct. It takes a little while until their magic is fully dissipated from the corpse. It honestly just looks like a normal bug to me. What kind of bugs are you finding in your house? Hello? Hold on one second. I turn to the shelves and pick up one of the boxes containing a deceased insect for my ongoing research. I open the lid and show it to Theo. I found this one dying just yesterday. It died shortly after. Swiftly, I put it beneath the black light. A normal one doesn't glow, see? Theo's expression is a blend of amusement and bewilderment. Quite interesting. And how does it end up here? A parasitic fae that fed off the victim's life sources, which became a casualty of murder. Since this one was found near the victim, it must have been the parasitic fae that was feeding off her life source. I can't seem to remember there being an insect in the evidence box. Oh, this was actually the coin in the evidence box. It turned into a dead fae when I put it under the black light long enough. Do parasitic faes leech off human life sources by turning into things? Theo's sharp question makes me realize something. Parasitic faes aren't capable of transforming into things, so there seems to be a flaw in this theory. Wait a moment, it appears there's something I missed. Oh no! What else you got? Oh dear, oh dear. The third victim's blood sample. How does this prove warrior involvement? I slot the blood sample beneath the black light to show the magic traces. You see there's a glow of purple and red under the black light? How do the purple traces, or parasitic magic as you say, have a part in this? Parasitic underlings of the warrior high fae helped with the murders. Some parasitic fairies become underlings of high fae as they are allowed to feed off of small amounts of high fairies' magic regularly. The theory starts to shake and I'm like, oh no, I know what my theory is and I think my theory is right, but it's hard. It's presenting the evidence, the correct evidence is always the hardest part for me. In turn, they will do anything the high fae asks, even killing humans. Theo seems perplexed and perhaps discontented. Something's not right. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards warrior involvement. Based on what you've shown me, parasitic fairies are one way or another connected to the manner of killing. But you haven't told me how the warrior fairies kill the victims. Give it to me straight. How do you figure the murders were carried out? So... warriors directed parasitic underlings to sap life, causing ossification and severe hallucinations. I think that's possible. Warriors replaced victims with changelings and killed the changelings with ossification hallucinations. Only one of them is a changeling. So I don't think that's the right one. Because the others are human. It's just one of them that's a changeling. Warriors' ossification and hallucination spells killed the victims with nearby parasitic fae. I think it's the first one. I think. Warrior high fae commanded their parasitic underlings to feed off the life sources of the victims. This causes ossification and severe hallucinations. With eyes closed, Theo turns it over in his mind, and shortly after, he looks at me. Something doesn't make sense. No! I think something's slipping past you. No, Theo, please! This doesn't explain the mystery of the blood, for one. Another thing, the pairs... But only one of them's a changeling! The other ones are normal... It doesn't feel right to say that they're all changelings, because only one of them's a changeling. Only one of them has the blood evidence that they're a changeling. Can it really cause those manners of death? I shake my head, not just an answer to Theo, but also against the theory that recently came out of my mouth. Ah! But the other ones, they had iron in their blood and everything. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna reload. I'm just gonna reload. Let's start over. Let's pretend this didn't happen. Speed run. Okay. Yes, there's fairy involvement. Okay. It still has to be the warrior fae. We know it's the warrior fairies that are controlling the parasitic fairies. Okay. Which one was the one that we picked before? It was the third victim's blood sample, or the... I think it was the dead fae that we picked. We put the dead fae beneath the black light. Failed transformation magic. Okay. Mr. Henkel said she had numerous coin collections displayed in all the rooms in her house. That particular coin must have been nearby when she met her fate. What else you got? The third victim's blood sample. I slot the blood sample beneath the black light and show the magic traces. You see there's a glow of purple and red underneath the black light. How do the purple traces or parasitic magic, as you say, have a part in this? The blood is fairy blood. Or parasitic underlings of warrior high fae help with the murders. I'll say the blood is fairy blood. That's because this blood is fairy's blood and their blood contains traces of their own magic. This is further supported by the blood sample analysis. Fairy's blood has high content of phosphorus, just like reported. Adding to that, the missing iron. Fairies have an aversion towards iron. They don't have it in their blood. They can, however, still withstand the iron in normal human blood. That's why some parasitic fae like to drink our blood. As I ramble on, Theo listens intently with a slightly surprised look in his face every time I start a new sentence. To be honest, I'm out of words at the moment. What else you got? Okay, the ring. How does this prove warrior involvement? I place the ring beneath the black light. You see Mrs. Moore's ring glows purple and red underneath the black light. Yeah, now we're cooking, Yeah, we have all the evidence, and I knew what's happening. I just didn't present it in the right order, and that was that's always my problem, dude. I do the same shit in Ace Attorney too. It's like I know what's happening, I know what's going on, but I have a bad time explaining it. My brain's too fast for the characters. You see, Mrs. Moore's ring glows purple and red underneath the black light. But why does it glow purple as well? Okay, it's a parasitic fae warped into a ring because of the failed transformation magic. Small metallic objects are known to repel or warp fairies when the transformation magic goes awry. But how do you know for sure that this one's parasitic fae? Yes, a good question. Normally the body of a parasitic fae will be revealed under black light. Yet this one's just a ring, no matter how long I hold the black light on top of it. I think I must have missed something. Damn it. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards warrior involvement. Based on what you show me, parasitic fairies are one way or another connected to the manner of killing. But you also haven't told me how the warrior fairies kill the victims. Okay, so warriors replace the victims with changelings and killed the changelings with ossification and hallucination spells. The warrior high fae use their transformation magic to turn parasitic fae into human lookalikes, the victims, which are often called changelings. Changelings. I take out the crime scene photographs with middle-aged victims and lay them out on the table. Using the magnifying glass, I show the oddity in the victim's hands to Theo. This is one of the possible anomalies that's likely to happen due to the complexity of transformation magic used in creating changelings. As famous as these ladies' families are, it would have been a big thing on papers if they had 6 fingers from when they were children. I don't seem to remember anything like that in the newspapers. Do you? Oh my god, my voice is so soothing. I'm glad you enjoy it. Elsa, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the demo. Don't forget, here, let me grab the Steam link for you guys too, real quick. It's gonna pause the music because I'm tabbed out. But where is it? Let me grab the Steam link. It's in the description on the YouTube video, by the way, for this game. But if you like this and you want to make sure you wishlist this game, it's a free way to help support the devs. And it keeps you up to date on everything. So here we go, paste, there we go. There's the link to the Steam page for you guys. Like I said, it's also in the description on the YouTube stream as well. Feel free to wishlist this game on Steam. It's fantastic so far. I've been really enjoying it. I totally didn't just botch that entire showing all of the evidence, but well, we'll just ignore that. I don't seem to remember anything like that in the newspapers, do you? No, me neither. Theo looks away, as though trying to remember all the newspapers he's read. It also explains the missing iron in the blood sample, since the corpses are not human. I wait until Theo meets my gaze before continuing. They then murder the changelings using ossification and hallucination magic. It's done to cover up what they really did to the real humans. What they really did? Like what? It could be anything. The real humans might be kidnapped to the fairyland, destined to wed certain fairies and bring forth offspring, or be employed as a slave, or tortured for amusement until they die. I shiver at the thought of what happening to the poor ladies. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, of course. This is fantastic. I love murder mysteries so much, and I love fairies. And I love romance, so this is hitting so many different things for me that I really enjoy. And I think it's fascinating. I love the idea. So I've been having a good time with this. Theo appears to be unsettled by the same thoughts as well. Hold on. Are you saying they might still be alive? There is a chance. Yet the realm of the fairies is still an enigma, even for those who study their kind. The Faeologists in the university have barely met any living fairies. You're aware of how fresh this field is within the academia, aren't you? Theo nods. It pains me to admit that I genuinely do not know how to get them back. I will keep trying nonetheless. We both fell silent, as though a heavy weight had settled in our throats, refusing to budge. We can also look at this case from another angle. The motives. Based on your investigation, what could be the rationale behind the warrior fairies' actions? It's difficult to pinpoint the reason why fairies do what they do, since they don't follow human rules or morality. However, I've found that warriors are targeting people blessed by the scribes. Yeah, good night, Recolite, sweet dreams. The three middle-aged are blessed by scribe fairies, shown by the sigils on one of their hands. I say as I hover the black light on top of the family photographs, one by one. I mentioned before that especially strong magic can be seen even through photographs. Yes, I remember. He answers while taking the black light out of my hand and checking the sigils himself. 2 sigils light up on Mrs. Wooldridge's family photograph and one on Mrs. Moore's. This sigil is a sign of being blessed by one of the scribe fae, usually given when someone has done a very special boon for a scribe. It gives good fortune, and it's passed down through generations. As you know, the middle-aged victim and their families are all old, rich families that have stayed on top for many decades. That's how strong the magic is. Mrs. Moore was adopted. That's why it's only her who has it. Her late biological parents hailed from a distinguished and affluent lineage. Theo points at the faces in Mrs. Woolridge's photographs. And he's the biological father, while the other 2 are step-family. I nod at him. I'm positively sure that should we check into Mrs. Niblet's family photographs, she and her children would display the same sigil. I'll see what I can do. Oh, and it's also meant as a warning for others to not harm the marked human. I guess that warning didn't work in this case, did it? No, it didn't. Well, I suppose that does make sense, and it's a pattern. Yes. This might be targeted murders. He then casts a glance my way with an air of satisfaction around him and breaks into a smile. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Theodore. My, considering how rarely he gives me commendations, this sounds like the compliment of a lifetime. He told me I did a good job. Thank you for the head pats. Yeah. I can feel my confidence is going through the roof. Thank you. Lastly, what have you found on the poor girl, Mary Hatcher? Any connections to fairies? The chemist report is similar to the case files. The blood is normal human blood, traces of arsenic. I didn't find any signs of fairy magic from evidence. Even so, based on her relation to Mrs. Niblet, we can't discard the possibility that fairies might have been involved in her death, too. Theo nods in agreement. I have one more piece of information to tell you. Really? What is it? Mr. Henkel told me that there exists a clandestine occult group called the Golden Dawn. I asked him about this since the police report suggested some occultism might be involved. Hardly anyone, even from the upper class, has ever even heard of it. He said several elite members are a part of it. He picks out a small notebook and a pen from his trench coat and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful. Every scrap of information counts. I ought to note that the things we talked about today as well. Your findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes. Of course, take your time. While Theo was writing, I tidy up my desk and put the evidence back in the box. Anything else you got? That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen back in his pocket. He heaves a sigh so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders. Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. Oh my God, look at his smile. It's so gentle. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we've started this discussion. It's hope, perhaps. A tiny, delicate thing is blooming in this room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I always knew you were clever. Even though I feel there are still some missing pieces to this puzzle, you've done well. I'm quite impressed. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Theo. He answers with a soft smile. Well, we still got our work cut out for us. But at least for now, innocent people won't get thrown in jail thanks to you. I'm glad I could help. Now, I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Thing is, I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possible they'll mention you in faeology. This is good for your field, of course, but it could draw unwanted, dangerous attention your way. I'll be fine, Theo. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you're more capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying over me. Theo's concern seemed to fade as he lets out a sigh of relief. Well, this day's certainly been a ride. He glances at his wristwatch. I've still got time until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? Yeah. Yeah, let me just grab my coat real quick. You can tell me more about fairies, and I'll listen with way less judgment this time. Oh my God, it's so romantic. Just like I promised. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, I get it. Besides, I must honor a prior appointment with somebody else. All right. I better get going then. No, that's right. We have to go to the ball with Mr. Henkel. No. No. Oh, damn. Be sure to take care of yourself. Same goes for you. Just as the detective is about to leave, my patron arrives at the door. No, come back, Theo. Please, Theo, just a crumb of your detectacy, please. Oh, of course. No. Fancy seeing you here, Detective Krause. It's for the investigation, Theo, please. It's for the investigation, please. Even as Theo continues to glare, Mr. Henkel's eyes are steady on mine. Are you ready to go? In a moment, I just have to finish grading these assignments. It'll take 10 minutes at most. I'm happy to wait. Anything for you. There's a slamming sound as Theo leaves the office. Just like, no, Theo, please. Come back, Theo. It's not what it looks like. No. Theo. We had so much chemistry, Theo. Oh. Damn it. After he departs, I focus on the assignments for grading. The only noise that can be heard in the office is the rustling of papers. Mr. Henkel then breaks the silence. Are you looking forward to all the exciting funding opportunities we can potentially snag at this event? I'm not looking forward to rattling my cannon waiting for coins to drop. Load the first slot and then reject his invitation, and then you'll end up with Theo. Okay. Now I know, but it's just like, oh, the pain. We were so close. We were so close. You know I'd never let you beg. As long as you're with me, you'll get things done with dignity. You know what I'm most excited to see? Or taste, rather? What? The free-flowing champagne. The fundraiser will have that, right? Of course, that's a given. I have a lot to celebrate tonight, and a lot of sorrows to drown out too. Theo, my beloved, please. Oh. You'll have to tell me everything as soon as possible. I will, I promise. I can't be mad because he's hot, but damn it, I was so close to the Theo ending. Ending to Gala of Generosity. Damn, to think I was so close. I almost got that one. It's another afternoon in the office. My patron has stopped by to discuss a research project that I've been considering. Also, hi, Anna Jones. Welcome in. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you for the consolation head pat. Now that faeology might be getting increased credibility, especially with the police, I think we should examine the prevalence of strange deaths caused by fairies. Don't you think, Mr. Henkel? The police might agree to help us collect the data. I'm not so sure about that. It would take some time for the police to trust us to that extent. Besides, wouldn't it be more pressing to focus on your research on warrior fae? We have to talk. Theo, you're back! Before I can respond, two individuals suddenly barge into my office. Hi, Tango. Sorry, I tried to stop him, but I couldn't. Even though I told him you're in a meeting right now. It's okay, Minnie. You can let me handle this. If you say so, Professor. Minnie grumbles at Theo as she walks out. What's eating you, Theo? Theo doesn't so much as glance at Mr. Henkel. He unfurls a rolled-up newspaper from the inner pocket of his coat. He hands it to me. Oh no. At a glance, I can see the phrases, "Fairies are real," "Evil is afoot," and "Fairies killing humans" spelled out in bold, oversized letters. As I begin reading, my patron peers over my shoulder to read as well. It's not the chief's statement that made the front page. It's another bizarre murder. And this time, this victim is a beloved celebrity. She danced until her body gave out. Oh my god, like those people in France! The dancing plague! You guys know about the dancing plague, right? They wrote out all of the excessively grisly details connected to her death. Moreover, the reports surrounding the other homicides have been thoroughly sensationalized and exaggerated. They depicted fairies as evil enemies of mankind, and in some parts, they even insinuate that the war between beings is brewing. You know about it? Yeah, I know about the dancing plague. Of course. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, but way back then, I forgot what year it is specifically, but there was a small village where all of a sudden, somebody just started dancing, and they couldn't stop. And they kept dancing and they kept dancing. And soon enough, other people started dancing with them. And they also seemingly could not stop, even though their feet were bleeding and they were literally collapsing of exhaustion. They would dance until they collapsed of exhaustion. Some of them danced until they died, right? And so more and more people every single day started joining in and started dancing uncontrollably. And the town's like, we don't know what to do about this. How do we can't force them to stop dancing. They won't stop dancing. So they're like, well, what if we get a band or something and we play a bunch of music and see if that like gets the dance out of their system or something, right? And that only adds to the issue because now there's music, so more people are dancing and more people are sort of falling into the sort of like mass hysteria of all of them are dancing until they literally collapse and their feet are bleeding and they're literally like dying from dancing to the point of full exhaustion. And it was crazy. There's so many people. It was like one of the biggest, most well-known cases of mass hysteria. That's been noted. It's very interesting. It's very fascinating. The history behind it is so neat, so strange too. Reading all this makes my heart sink and my stomach churn. I need to put the paper down for a moment. This is truly awful. I already checked the crime scene. The details of this latest incident look similar to what we uncovered from the previous murders. Given everything, I'd say faerie's definitely in the picture here. Though it's still hard to make heads or tails of all of this. It's very difficult to grasp their motives, but judging by the method and frequency, I have to say this is significant. Something big might be going on in the land of the fairies. As the conversation unfolds, Mr. Henkel appears to be deeply in thought. I need you to check something real quick. Theo gives me a photograph of the celebrity. Knowing exactly what he wants, I retrieve the blacklight from my drawer and examine the photograph closely. Both Theo and Mr. Henkel peek over my shoulder to see. A sigil. The same one as the other 3 victims had. I suppose now we can establish that these are targeted murders. I nod at him. For some reason, Mr. Henkel is nodding with me. Although the 4th victim, Mary Hatcher, doesn't have the sigil, does she? Did you find anything more about it? Theo shakes his head, leaving behind a troublesome look. Nobody in the purchase records has a strong link to the girl. We're asking around here and there. The girl was a saint, everybody loved her. Her squabble with Miss Niblet is the strongest lead we have. A striking realization dawns upon me. What if a faerie transformed into a human and purchased the poison? What? They can do that? Suddenly, Mr. Henkel's familiar voice fills the room after his long stretch of silence. Oh, yes, detective. Although when a faerie shifts into a human shape, they cannot assume the identity of someone already living. Your culprit may well be a name on the list, but one that doesn't truly exist. I give a nod in agreement with his words, feeling slightly proud that my patron is reading all of the knowledge the university has to offer. Theo flinches at Mr. Henkel's input, clearly having dismissed him as part of the furniture. He then scoffs. Theo! All I get from Theo is a shrug. Surprisingly, he turns towards the patron. From what I've come to understand, faerie magic is more than capable of doing the killing. They've no need for poison. But I won't discard the possibility. Mr. Henkel only replies with a smile. Well, that's certainly a rare occurrence. Theo goes back to ignoring Mr. Henkel and talks directly to me. I should mention that I've gotten permission for you to check out the crime scene. Come with me tomorrow? I'll see what I can do. All right, I've got to go. I'm leaving the newspaper here. There are more articles about faeology that you should read. Without so much a word of goodbye to Mr. Henkel, Theo turns and leaves. I pick up the paper again and continue reading, while Mr. Henkel silently reads alongside me. The field of faeology is indeed mentioned quite markedly, but its loyalty to humankind is under scrutiny. Although the police chief spoke of our help, the papers continue to raise doubt about our involvement in these killings. Is the Faeology University a friend or a foe? So good, so good. I need to go back and I need to get that ending with Theo. All right, let's so we'll load from slot 1. We're just gonna speed run to get Theo's ending real quick. Just we're speeding. Oh, we'll talk to Dr. Rayford too, because then we can show her the evidence. See what we're missing. Everyone knows her and her family, that's pretty sure. Also, hi, Yoku, welcome in. They're one of the richest in the city, the elites of the elites. Accordingly, their circle consists of only very selective people, such as your patron, I imagine. Oh, and their families like to host charity events. Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters? Unfortunately, what I told you previously is all I know about her. If she did dabble, do you think maybe her manner of death is a result of occult matters? That's certainly a possibility. Oh, let's show her the makeup. Ah, my greatest achievement. It's one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Doctor. I don't know much about makeup. How popular is this powder among high society? The powder has been the craze lately among the upper class, since my parents have successfully gotten Mary Pickford to do its advertisement. Mary Pickford? Well, I'll be. So then... Mary Pickford. Do you happen to know this girl? Unfortunately, no, I don't know her. Wait, what? Isn't that Mary Pickford, though? Am I crazy? Oh, it's Mary Hatcher. Okay. They're just both Mary. Okay. Huh. Okay, Mary Hatcher, Mary Pickford. Interesting, interesting. Show the... Oh my god, she thinks I'm proposing to her. I'm afraid my heart still belongs to my late husband. I can hear the sorrow seeping through her peppy voice. Oh, it's okay. Okay, I've done my best to put all the details there, although I might have missed something regarding the curious blood sample. And then... I think that's... Unless we... I didn't know you were into opera, Doctor. My late husband and I used to go there for our date nights. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep bringing up your dead husband in this investigation, Florence. It's not intentional. Speaking of which, I just spotted Detective Krause at the Met during last month's performance. He appeared to be enjoying the opera, accompanied by an attractive, tall, blonde woman. Oh, so he's getting jealous and mad that we're talking to our patron who's giving us money for our research grants, but he's out there going to the opera with a blonde bombshell? All right, fucking... It was quite the unexpected sight. I never took him to be an admirer of opera. Well, that's a new one on me. I can't believe him. I can't fucking believe him. Alright, let's just show... Oh, she seems to recognize the victim quite fast. We've met once or twice at a clothing store and exchanged a few quiet pleasantries. Occasionally, I would see her and her husband at various dinner parties as well. They were a lovely couple. Okay. Oh yes, I know her, although I can't seem to recall her name. Miss Niblet. That's right. I saw her quite often at the auction, only going for rare coins. As usual, the winning bid was hers. I wonder if some of those coins carried some sort of curse since they came from God knows where. Oh my gosh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Also, we're going to be playing so many visual novels this month. I am part of the Fall in Love Festival towards the end of this month, but I'll be playing another visual novel demo on Monday, and then my usual Fridays, and then like all during the last week of this month, because that is when the festival is. So if you like visual novels, there's gonna be so many this month. So many visual novels. It's surprising that she seemed rather unfazed by the quite gruesome photographs. I wonder if she's seen worse deaths caused by chemicals. Although, if I'd even seen worse, I doubt I could muster such cheer. I never realized this peculiar side to her. Okay. So she doesn't recognize the faerie. Oh yes, it was everywhere in the papers when her father married the famous and one of the most beautiful socialites. The other man here is Mrs. Woolridge's stepbrother. Do you know anything about these people? Aside from being fabulously wealthy and well-known, not particularly. Okay, and then that one. This is Miss Moore and her family. Can you tell me what you know of them? I like the art style of this one. Yeah, the art is really nice. I do like it a lot. It's a very distinctive art style. It works. Well, I've heard of that when Mrs. Moore's biological parents passed away. She was adopted by her parents' trusted employees from whom she received a lot of love. These employees couldn't have children, you see. Her biological parents left her a substantial inheritance, which she received when she came of age. Then she was married, out of love, to a wealthy entrepreneur. They were hand in hand wherever they went. It's a sad thing. Her luck seemed to slip away just when she needed it most. Dr. Rayford seems to know more about Mrs. Moore than she lets on earlier. While she sounds quite sympathetic, I can somehow sense a hint of jealousy in her voice. Okay, I think we got everything on that. Also, hi, Guru. Welcome in. Alright, now we can speed run through all of the evidence. Because we had to go through this and then... There we go. yeah, we're speed running. Okay, just making sure. Arsenic, huh? And then the lab report. Come on, read the lab report to me, baby. Come on. We're not gonna read the... Managed to get Mary Pickford's advertisements. That must have been where I knew it from. I don't know who Mary Pickford is. Oh, here we go. Now it's triggered that. Okay. Okay. I think we got everything on there. I'm pretty sure. Alright, now we gotta speed run the detective. There is the warrior faerie. The third victim's blood sample. The blood is faerie blood. What else you got? The dead fae. Failed transformation magic. The ring. Warped because of the ring. They replace the victims with changelings. Warriors are targeting people blessed by the scribes. One more piece of information to tell you. The chemist's parents own a cosmetic company that produces the makeup powder in evidence. She said it's popular among the upper class ladies lately since they got Mary Pickford to do the advertisements. He picks out a small notebook and a pen from his trench coat and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful. Every scrap of information counts. I don't note down the things we talked about today as well. Your findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes. Oh, we're not doing tarot today. We're just doing a visual novel today, Gurumpa. If one of my mods can refund that for you, pretty please. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, tarot's on Thursdays. While Theo is writing, I tidy up my desk and I put the evidence back in the box. Anything else you got? That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen back in his coat. He's a size so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders. Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. Are we finally gonna get to go off to drinks with him? This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we've started this discussion. That's hope, perhaps. A tiny, delicate thing is blooming in this room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I always knew you were clever. Even though I feel there are still some pieces missing this puzzle, you've done well. I'm quite impressed. Thank you, Theo. He answers with a soft smile. Well, we've still got our work cut out for us. But at least for now, innocent people won't get thrown in jail thanks to you. I'm glad I could help. Now, I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Thing is, I might have to bring your name up in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possible they'll mention you and faeology. This is good for your field, of course. But it could draw unwanted, dangerous attention your way. Yeah, you can clear the points thingy. Thank you, Yoku. I'll be fine, Theo. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs. Indeed, you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well. I do appreciate you worrying over me. Theo's concern seems to fade as he lets out a sigh of relief. Well, this day's certainly been a ride. He glances at his wristwatch. I still got time until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? You can tell me more about the fairies, and I'll listen with way less judgment this time. Just like I promised. Sure. Would you mind waiting until I finish grading a few assignments? It'll take 10 minutes at most. Go ahead. Yay! I focus my attention on the assignments. There's a minute of companionable silence. The scribbling of my pen is the only audible noise. Theo then speaks. You know what we should toast to when we drink? What? We should toast to being a good team. We're a team, are we? Aren't we? Or at least we should be. Your knowledge of the fairies is exactly what we need to make sense of this mess. And it's not just that. Your talent for investigation is as impressive as they come. If you act as a consultant in a high-profile case like this, you'd be handsomely compensated, of course. Oh, how handsomely? How handsomely are we talking? As handsome as you, perhaps? Imagine what those funds could do for your faeological research. So, what do you think? Would you ever consider joining the investigation in an official capacity? I'll consider it. Yay! Detective duo. Okay, so we got both of the good endings for them. We got the ending for him and we got the ending for the other fella. Alright. Alright, and then this is all the part that we saw before earlier as well, where they talk about everything that happened with the newspaper, the new sudden death. Alright, we've done it. We've done it! We've completed it! I got the ending I wanted. I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and I'm also hyped. Aren't you going to rest? Well, yeah, I'm just glad we got through all of this. I'm just, whew. So good, fantastic. I genuinely really loved this demo so much. It does make me excited for the full game. When is the full game planned to come out, by the way? Since we have the dev in here, I can just ask directly. But yeah, here, let me paste the link to the Steam in here. Don't forget to drink. Yeah, I got plenty of water. Now I do a lot of visual novels on stream, so I'm very experienced with reading for hours at a time out loud. Don't worry. My voice is strong. And also, I don't really strain my voice because I don't really put on like a voice for stream. This is just how I talk. So that also puts less strain on my voice. It's still to be announced. Well, I'm very, very excited for it. If the rest of the game is at the same level as this demo, I will be 100% thrilled. Genuinely thrilled. Yeah, there you go, you guys. There's the link to the Steam page if you guys want to wishlist the game. Like I said, wishlisting is always a great free way to help support the devs because Steam sees the wish lists that you do, and they go, oh, people are interested in this game. Okay, we can show this to more people. We can suggest this to more people, right? So even if you don't necessarily buy the game or anything like that, even just wishlisting games on Steam is a way to show interest to Steam, and then that pushes their game out to other people who might be able to buy the game. But the game's also not out yet. It's currently the demo. But there's multiple endings. So if you guys want to see what other endings there are in here as well. We got the 2 of the love interest endings, but that's just because my Riz is unmatched, you know? But yes, thank you so much for making such an incredible demo, a fantastic game. I loved it so much. I genuinely cannot wait for more. But we are going to end it here for now. So let me see who is online that we can raid out to. Who's up? Let me see. Also, Rat Mari, welcome in just in the nick of time, snagging your daily pillow. Thank you for streaming. Yeah, I already had this on my list. It was so funny because I literally already had this on like my list of games that I was looking to like stream the demos for. And so this just gave me more of a push to actually stream it because I was already thinking about doing it before you even emailed me. I was already following. Which I also did see the email for your other game too. I'd also been following your other game. So I do want to play the demo for that other game you made too. But I'm so packed because I have so many game demos that I have scheduled. So I'll have to see where I can fit that in my schedule. But I do want to play that other demo for that other game because I was also following that one as well. The Okami one, the Fox Lady one. I do want to play that as well on stream. Yeah, especially now that I played this one too, I'm like the writing's fantastic. It's very drawing me in. Let's see. I think we could rate Anya, who's playing Hollow Knight Silk Song. We might do that. There's a lot of people playing Silk Song right now. Maybe we'll rate Anya. Okay. So we're gonna, yeah, happy to hear that working on the demo for release at the moment. Yeah, I have been following that one as well. So I've been excited for that one too. I actually, it's funny, I didn't realize that you were the dev for both of those because I was following both of the games, and I was like, oh yeah, both of these look great. I didn't realize you were the ones making both of those games. It was a pleasant surprise. It's like, wait, you guys made that one too? All right, we're gonna raid Anya, who's playing Hollow Knight Silk Song. Tomorrow is community night in the Discord, so no stream tomorrow. Monday I will be playing Ace Attorney on Oka's stream if you guys want to pop in for that. Also be playing another demo after that on my own channel. So hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for Discord movie night. We're watching the other Uma Musume movie. But if not, no worries. I'll see you when I see you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night, and good night.